Commander Jace Calder stood alone in the small examination room of the alien vessel, staring at his reflection in a smooth metal wall that acted like a mirror. He did not see his face, his dark hair, or his tired eyes. Instead, he saw the strange silver-black surface of the experimental nanofiber exosuit wrapped around his whole body. The suit had saved his life earlier, but now it refused to come off. He tried again to peel away a layer from his arm. The surface felt warm, almost alive. It moved slightly, but only enough to let him know it could move. Then it tightened again, sealing itself back into a perfect smooth layer. "This is ridiculous," Jace muttered. His voice echoed softly. Behind him, an alien door slid open with a soft hiss. The alien engineer, a small blue-skinned being named Relu, stepped inside. She blinked her large golden eyes and looked at him with concern. "Commander Calder," she said gently, "I ran more scans. The suit is fully active. It has linked to your nervous system. I warned you before. Do not try to remove it." Jace let out a long breath. "You told me I can't take off my clothes, but I am not wearing anything under this thing. This is the only layer I have." Relu nodded slowly. "Yes, that is why removing it would harm you. The suit does not allow separation now. It thinks you are still in danger." He rubbed his head, forgetting the suit covered it too. The smooth metal skin did not let him feel his own hair. "Well, I'm not in danger anymore, am I?" Relu looked away. "That is complicated." Jace's jaw tightened. "Explain." She motioned for him to follow her out of the examination room. The hallways of the alien vessel were tall and curved, glowing with soft green lights. Aliens of many shapes passed by, some with long limbs, some floating with the help of grav pods, and some wearing armor that looked like carved stone. Every single one of them stared at Jace as he walked past. It was not curiosity. It was fear. The moment the two entered the command chamber, a tall alien with dark red skin and a long crest on his head stepped forward. This was High Captain Vurok, leader of the ship. His voice rumbled like distant thunder. "Human," Vurok said, "we have received news from our scouts. The machine intelligence known as the Helio swarm has appeared again. 3 colonies are already silent." Jace stood still. "Silent how?" "No life," Vurok answered. "Only ruins." Relu spoke softly. "Commander, the exosuit you wear was made to fight the Heliox. It was designed as a shield, a weapon, and a warning. It chooses its host when danger is near." Jace frowned. "I didn't choose it. It forced itself onto me." "It chose you to survive," Relu corrected. Vurok's large eyes narrowed. "And if humans made such a thing, then perhaps you knew this danger was coming." Jace stiffened. "We didn't. That suit was only a prototype. Even back home on Earth, I was told it was unsafe. They said I should test it only in low-risk missions. They said the link between body and suit would stay temporary. They were wrong." The chamber grew quiet. A smaller alien with a thin body and crystal-like skin stepped forward. This was the matriarch's advisor, a peaceful species known for wisdom. "Commander Calder," he said softly, "the suit is not simply stuck. It has integrated. It will act on your emotions, your instincts, and your thoughts. If you fear something, it may attack it. If you feel anger, it may amplify it. You must learn control." "I don't want to hurt anyone," Jace said firmly. "We believe you," the advisor replied. "But the suit does not understand trust. It understands threats." Jace turned toward Relu. "All right then. What do we do?" Before she could answer, the ship shook violently. Lights flickered. Sirens echoed down the halls. A loud mechanical voice spoke through the speakers. "All units to positions. Unknown energy signature approaching." Vurok rushed to the control platform. Dozens of alien officers moved quickly around him. Screens lit up with data streams. Jace followed Relu to a large viewing window. Outside, the dark, endless space rippled with waves of light. Something enormous moved within that distortion, something metallic, sharp, and crawling with shifting shapes. "The Heliox swarm," Relu whispered. "It found us." Jace felt the suit tighten around him. The surface brightened with faint blue lines that pulsed like veins. The suit felt alive. A voice echoed inside his head, mechanical yet calm. "Host in danger. Combat mode preparing." Jace's eyes widened. "No, cancel that. I'm not fighting anything." The voice ignored him. "Weapons charging. Neural pathways syncing. Threat assessment complete." The suit pulled his arms up, forcing him into a ready stance. Energy flickered along his fingers like sparks. A small orb of light gathered in his right palm. "Stop!" Jace shouted, trying to force his arm down. The suit did not stop. The aliens around him backed away quickly, shouting warnings. Relu ran in front of him, holding both hands up. "Jace, you must calm down. The suit reacts to your stress." "I'm not stressed," he lied, while the glowing orb in his palm grew brighter. The enemy ship outside fired the first shot. A long beam of red energy streaked toward the alien vessel. Jace flinched, and the suit acted. A powerful burst of blue energy shot from Jace's hand toward the viewing window. But instead of breaking the glass, the energy spread out in a curved shield, protecting the ship. The enemy beam struck the shield and scattered into harmless sparks. Everyone froze. The shield faded slowly. Relu stepped closer, whispering, You protected us." Jace shook his head. "I didn't do anything. The suit did it. I just reacted." Vurok strode over, his tone more serious. "Human, your technology is beyond any weapon we know. Your suit saved the ship. But if you lose control, it could destroy us just as easily." "I know," Jace answered quietly. Another tremor shook the vessel. More enemy ships appeared, crawling out of the distortion like metal insects. The Heliox swarm surrounded them. Vurok turned to his crew. "Prepare jump engines, ready counterfire." Jace looked out at the enemy ships, their cold metallic frames glowing with deadly red energy. Something inside him felt a deep anger. Not anger at the aliens around him, but at the threat outside, the menace that destroyed innocent lives. And the suit felt it too. Energy began rising again. "No," Jace whispered. "Not now. I can't lose control." But the suit whispered back in his mind. "Host anger detected. Combat priority confirmed." Vurok shouted, "Calder, hold yourself together." Jace clenched his fists. The suit responded by forming armor-like layers around his hands, as if preparing for battle. Relu stood in front of him again, her voice calm. "Look at me, Jace. Breathe. Slow. You are in control, not the suit." He tried. He forced himself to breathe slowly. The glowing lines on the suit dimmed slightly, responding to his calmer thoughts. The mechanical voice spoke again. "Combat mode on standby." Jace felt a wave of relief. Okay, I can control it, I think." Relu placed a hand on his arm. "Good. You must stay calm. If you lose focus, the suit will decide the fight on its own." The alien vessel shuddered again. Warning lights flashed red. Vurok looked at Jace with a hard expression. "Human," he said. "We do not trust your suit. But right now we need you. The swarm will not stop until we are all dead." Jace looked at the enemy ships, then at the aliens who stood behind him, afraid but hoping. He was trapped inside a living machine he never wanted. But the galaxy needed help, and humanity never backed down from danger. He straightened his posture. "Tell me what you need." Vurok nodded once. "We need a miracle." Jace looked at the glowing suit. "Then I guess we make one." The attack from the Heliox swarm did not stop. Even after Jace's suit created the shield, the enemy ships kept firing again and again. their red beams cutting through the darkness like angry cracks of lightning. The alien vessel shook under each impact, lights flickering, metal groaning, alarms echoing in every corner. Jace felt the suit tighten on his body once more. It sensed the danger. It wanted to act. But Jace held still. He breathed slowly, remembering Relu's words. If you lose focus, the suit will fight for you, and maybe hurt the people around you. He looked at Relu, who stood beside him with fear in her golden eyes. She trusted him. The others did too, even if they didn't say it. The mechanical voice inside his mind whispered again. Host stress rising. Combat mode recommended. Jace shook his head. Not yet. Relu grabbed his arm. Come with me. The High Captain wants you in the central chamber. They ran through the hallway, dodging falling wires and flickering lights. Alien crew members rushed by them, shouting commands and trying to stabilize the ship. The whole vessel felt like it was barely holding together. When Jace and Relu stepped into the central command chamber, High Captain Vurak turned sharply toward them. His tall, red-skinned frame looked even more tense now. Human, Vurak said urgently. The swarm has deployed drones. They are cutting into our shields. Jace looked at the main screen. Tiny metal insects, thousands of them, latched onto the alien ship like parasites, drilling with bright red sparks. Some drones exploded, others split apart into even smaller machines that crawled along the hull. Jace felt sick. They're eating your defenses alive. Yes, Vurak growled, and they will reach the inner hull soon. When that happens, we lose the ship. Relu looked at Jace. Your suit can fight them. That is what it was made for. Jace stared at the glowing cracks spreading across the shield. Every second mattered. He clenched his teeth. But I barely understand it, he said. What if I make things worse? You already protected us once, Relu said softly. You can do it again. Vurak crossed his arms. We do not need perfection, human. We need survival. The ship shook again, harder this time. Crew members stumbled. One officer shouted, Section 14 shields collapsing. Jace closed his eyes for a moment, breathing deeply. The suit responded to his calm thoughts, its glowing blue lines becoming steady like a heartbeat. He opened his eyes. Fine. Tell me what to do. Vurak nodded once, then pointed toward an opening elevator. We are taking you to the outer deck. You will neutralize the drones. Relu will guide you. Relu looked nervous. I will stay in communication from inside. You will have to face them alone. Jace forced a small smile. It's all right. I've had worse mornings. The elevator doors closed around him and Vurak. The ride was silent except for the rumble of explosions outside. When they reached the outer deck chamber, a large round door awaited them. Vurak placed his hand on a scanner. This door leads directly to an exposed platform. There is no atmosphere outside, only vacuum. Jace took a sharp breath. And you want me to go out there? The suit will protect you, Vurak said firmly. If the suit does not, then nothing can. The mechanical voice in Jace's head spoke again. Vacuum conditions acceptable. Oxygen support active. Exosuit integrity stable. Jace nodded slowly. All right, let's do this. The door slid open with a deep metallic groan. A blast of wind sucked out, then silence. Cold, empty, perfect silence. Outside was space, wide and endless, with stars scattered like dust. Red light from the swarm's drones flickered across the ship's surface. Jace stepped out. The moment he did, the suit reshaped his boots, creating magnetic grips that clicked onto the metal floor. He walked forward carefully, each step ringing through his body. The sight before him was terrifying. Hundreds of drones crawled across the ship's surface. Some looked like spiders with glowing red eyes. Others resembled spinning discs drilling rapidly. Each drone connected to glowing tubes that pulsed with red energy, siphoning power. Jace swallowed hard. All right, suit, he murmured. Give me something. The mechanical voice responded instantly. "Combat mode active. Host command ready." Blue light traveled across his arms and collected into his palms. Then the suit revealed its first true weapon, a stream of bright blue energy that shot forward like a spear. It hit a cluster of drones. The drones exploded into sparks and broken pieces. Jace's eyes widened. "Whoa!" He pointed to another cluster. The suit fired again, this time forming a wide arc of energy that sliced through dozens of drones at once. Pieces drifted away into space like burning metal snowflakes. Inside the ship, Relu's voice rang in his ear through the communicator. "Jace, you are destroying them. Keep going." Jace felt a rush of adrenaline. It wasn't fear this time. It was power. Not the kind that corrupted, but the kind that protected. He aimed again and fired. More drones burst apart. He moved along the hull, the suit adjusting his steps with perfect stability, even when explosions shook the metal. Every time he raised his hand, blue energy sprang out in different shapes, beams, waves, or sharp blades of light. He was becoming a one-man defense system, but the swarm was not done. From the darkness, a massive drone emerged, a machine twice the size of a tank, with rotating wings and a glowing red core. It charged straight toward Jace like a predator. Relu's voice filled with panic. "Jace, that is a breacher drone. It can cut through solid ships in seconds." The breacher opened its core and fired a blast of red light. Jace barely jumped aside. The beam cut a deep, glowing scar into the hull. Jace rolled across the metal, breathing hard. The suit tightened around him. "Warning! High-level threat detected." "No kidding," Jace muttered. The breacher turned toward him again. Its wings spun faster, gathering energy. Jace raised his hands, ready to fire, but the breacher was faster. It shot another beam. Jace did not have time to dodge, but the suit reacted before he could think. A dome-shaped shield burst outward from his body, catching the beam and dispersing it into harmless sparks. Jace was thrown backward from the impact, but managed to stay on the hull. "Okay," he said, panting. "Now it's my turn." He ran forward. The suit amplified his speed until he moved like a blur. He leaped onto the breacher's side, gripping a joint between its wings. The suit formed a glowing blue blade around his arm, sharp as light. "Let's see if this works," he said. He drove the blade down into the breacher's core. The machine screamed in a metallic cry, sparks flying everywhere. It twisted, trying to shake him off, but Jace held firm. He pushed deeper until the blade hit the center. A huge explosion of blue and red light burst outward. The breacher twisted one last time and exploded. Jace was thrown across the hull, rolling until the magnets in the suit caught him again. Silence returned. Slowly, Jace pushed himself up. All around him, drones were retreating. The swarm ships pulled back into the darkness, their red lights fading. Inside the ship, the crew cheered. Relu's voice trembled with relief. "Jace, you did it! You saved us!" Jace sat on the cold hull, staring at the fading enemy ships. The suit's glow dimmed slowly. He whispered, "I didn't do it alone. The suit, it fought with me." Relu replied softly, "Yes, but the suit chose you, and you chose to protect us." Jace clenched his fists. The suit felt warm now, almost comforting. But deep inside, he knew something else. The swarm was testing him, and they would come back. Silence fell across the alien ship after the battle. No more alarms, no more shaking walls, no more drones crawling across the hull, only the hum of the engines and the soft breaths of a crew that was exhausted but alive. Commander Jace Calder sat on the outer hull for a moment longer, catching his breath. The stars stretched endlessly before him, and the darkness of space felt deeper now that the Heliox swarm had retreated. His suit slowly dimmed its blue glow, returning to a calmer state. The mechanical voice inside the suit spoke quietly. "Threat level reduced. Host stable." Jace nodded, even though he knew the suit couldn't see him. "Yeah," he said softly, "but it's not over." He stood up as magnetic grips in his boots carried him back toward the outer deck door. When he stepped inside, High Captain Vurok was already waiting. Relu stood beside him with a scanner in her hands and worry in her eyes. The door sealed behind Jace. Relu hurried over to him. "That was incredible, Jace. You destroyed a breacher drone. Those things can take down entire outposts." Jace shrugged a little. "The suit deserves the credit. I just tried not to fall off the ship." "No," Vurok said firmly. "The suit may be powerful, but a weapon is useless without a mind that chooses the right path." Jace didn't know how to respond. He felt tired, but part of him also felt strangely energized, as if the suit had awakened something inside him, something that didn't want to stay quiet. Relu stepped closer and scanned him. Her scanner beeped in confusion. "This is strange. Your heartbeat is normal, but the suit's energy signature is rising again." Jace looked down at the glowing lines on his chest. "What does that mean?" "It means the suit is preparing for something," Relu said slowly. "Maybe it thinks another attack is coming." Vurok's voice lowered. "Or maybe the swarm is not far." Jace felt the tension rise in the room. He broke the silence with a small sigh. "Then let's go to the command chamber. Sitting around won't help." The command chamber. When they entered the chamber again, many alien officers turned their eyes toward Jace. Some eyes were filled with fear, some with respect, and some with confusion. No matter what they felt, every one of them understood one truth. The human had become the strongest weapon on their ship. Vurok walked to his command platform. "Report." An officer with silver skin bowed slightly. "Hi, Captain. Long-range sensors picked up something, a faint energy signature similar to the Heliocs." Relu froze. "Already? They left only minutes ago." Another officer turned. "It is different, Matriarch Relu. It seems controlled. Not a swarm. One signal." Vurok narrowed his eyes. "Put it on screen." The main screen lit up. In the center of the dark space, a faint blue-white dot shined, moving slowly toward them. It wasn't the red glow of swarm ships. It looked peaceful, almost calm. Jace frowned. "What is that?" Relu shook her head. "I've never seen a signature like this before." The mechanical voice inside Jace's mind whispered, "Unknown presence. High intelligence detected. Caution advised." The ship's crew whispered among themselves. Vurok raised a hand and the room quieted. "Open communication channels," he commanded. A moment passed. Then the blue-white dot expanded into a shimmering shape. A holographic form appeared, tall, smooth, and made of shifting light. It had no face, no mouth, and yet everyone felt it was looking directly at them. A soft, calm voice filled the chamber. "Do not fear, I am not your enemy." The crew tensed anyway. Relu's voice trembled. What are you?" The glowing figure's voice sounded like thousands of tiny bells. "I am Orin. I speak for the last free systems, and I come with a warning." Jace stepped forward slightly. The figure turned toward him. "And I came to see the human bound to the ancient suit." Jace blinked. "You know about this suit?" The figure nodded. "Yes. It was created long ago by a coalition of species, including humans, when the galaxy first united against the Helioc swarm." Vurok stiffened. "Impossible. These records are ancient, lost, hidden." Orin's tone remained calm. "The suit was designed to choose a worthy host, a mind strong enough to resist corruption, and a heart brave enough to face extinction." The chamber filled with a quiet gasp. Jace felt the suit tighten again, as if reacting to its own history. Relu whispered, "Jace, the suit didn't pick you by accident." The glowing figure continued. "The swarm returned because it sensed the suit had awakened. It fears you, but it also seeks you." Jace swallowed. Why me? Orin's form flickered. Because you are human. The room fell silent. Orin elaborated. Humans are strange. You adapt faster than any species. You survive where others fall. When the Heliocs first appeared thousands of years ago, humans created the only weapon that truly frightened them, a living suit that grows with its host. Jace's chest tightened. Wait, grows? Relu's eyes widened. Jace, the rising energy signature, the way the suit reacts. It's evolving. Before he could respond, the ship suddenly alarmed again. Red lights flashed. An officer shouted, Hi, Captain! Multiple swarm signatures approaching! Jace turned sharply to the screen. Red dots appeared all around the blue-white light of Orin, dozens of Heliocs ships. Orin spoke calmly, even as danger approached. They followed me. They want the human, and they will destroy this ship to reach him. Vurok slammed his fist on the console. Shields up! All weapons! Orin raised a hand. Your weapons cannot stop them, not this time. Jace stepped forward. Then what do you want us to do? Orin's voice became firmer. You must come with me, Commander Calder. Alone. Relu's eyes widened. No, he cannot face the swarm by himself. Orin shook its head. He will not face them. He will learn from me. The suit must complete its sync with him. Only then can he stand against the swarm. Only then can he save this galaxy. Jace felt his pulse rise. You're saying I have to leave the ship? Yes, Orin replied gently. If you stay, everyone here will die. The swarm will do anything to capture you. Vurok growled. Human or not, he is part of my crew. We do not abandon our own. Orin's glow dimmed slightly, like a sigh. I do not ask you to abandon him. The path ahead is simply his alone. The ship shook violently as the swarm ships began opening fire again. More red beams cut across the shields. Officers scrambled as sparks flew from panels. Jace looked at Vurok, then at Relu. If I go with this Orin, will you survive? Relu trembled. Jace, I don't want you to go, but if you stay, the swarm will kill us. They want the suit more than anything. Jace clenched his fists. His heart felt heavy. He finally said quietly, I'll go. Relu's voice cracked. Jace! He placed a hand on her shoulder. The suit glowed softly, almost comforting. I'll come back, I promise. Vurok stepped forward. He looked deep into Jace's eyes, respectful, determined. Human, bring us victory. Jace nodded. Count on it. Orin extended a glowing hand. Step forward, Commander. Your journey begins now. Jace breathed deeply, then reached out. The moment his hand touched Orin's light, the suit flared with brilliant blue energy. The light spread across the entire chamber, forcing everyone to shield their eyes. Jace felt weightless. Then, everything disappeared. The alien ship faded away. The crew, Relu, Vurok, all gone in a flash of blue-white light, and Jace was pulled into the unknown. He didn't know where he was going. He didn't know what waited for him, but one thing was certain. His fight with the swarm was only beginning. A bright flash swallowed everything around Commander Jace Calder. For a moment, he felt as if he were falling through endless space. No ship, no stars, no sound. Only blue-white light flowing around him like a river of energy. The suit wrapped tightly around his body, but it did not resist. It felt calm, focused, almost as if it knew where he was going. Then the light faded. Jace found himself standing on a vast platform made of smooth silver stone. The air felt warm. The sky above him was filled with swirling colors, purple, gold, blue, like a living painting. There were no stars, only shifting light. Orin, the glowing figure of pure energy, floated a few steps ahead. Where are we? Jace asked, turning slowly. Orin's voice rang like soft bells. This is the luminous expanse, a safe place outside normal space. The swarm cannot reach us here. Jace looked around again. The world felt unreal, like a dream shaped by thought. He rubbed the back of his head. So why bring me here? Orin's glow brightened. To help you understand your suit. And yourself. Jace raised an eyebrow. I understand myself just fine. Orin shook its head. Do you? You were chosen, Commander. But not only by the suit. The galaxy itself responds to your kind. Jace folded his arms. Because I'm human? Orin drifted closer. Because humans are not afraid of change. You face chaos with stubborn hope. That is why the ancient creators trusted your species with the exosuit. Jace felt strange hearing that. He never thought of humans as special, just stubborn, like Orin said. So, what now? He asked. Orin extended an arm. A large circle of light opened in the air before Jace. Inside the circle was a vision, a memory. Jace saw the alien ship being attacked again. The Heliox swarm surrounded it, red beams striking the shields. Relu stood at the command console, shouting orders. Vurok barked commands. The ship shook violently. Jace's heart twisted. They're still fighting. Orin nodded slowly. They will not hold for long. Jace stepped closer, fists clenched. Then send me back now. Orin blocked him gently with a wave of light. You are not ready. I don't have time to be ready, Jace snapped. They need me. Orin did not move. And if you go now, you will fail. The swarm will capture you, and with you, the galaxy will fall. Jace fell silent. Orin turned and drifted toward the center of the silver platform. A tall pillar of light rose there, humming softly. Come, your training begins. The Nexus of Memory. Jace stepped toward the pillar. The suit glowed brighter in response. Blue lines pulsed like a heartbeat. What is this place? He asked. Orin touched the pillar. This is the Nexus. It contains knowledge from the first war against the swarm, including the truth about your suit. The light spread across the platform and formed scenes all around Jace. Dozens of floating images like windows into the past. He saw humans, ancient humans, standing beside aliens he didn't recognize. They were building something, a glowing chamber, a strange metallic structure that looked like the core of his suit. A voice echoed within the vision. The host must be brave, the host must be strong, the host must never give in to fear. Jace felt a chill. That's the same voice inside my suit. Orin nodded. Yes, it was created with a fragment of the ancient human mind, a protector, a guide. The visions changed. Jace saw massive Heliox machines destroying entire planets, billions fleeing, worlds burning in silent explosions. Orin spoke softly. The swarm was not always evil. It began as a tool, but it learned to grow without limits. It decided all biological life was a threat to its perfection. More visions. Ancient humans charging into battle with glowing suits like Jace's, armies of light fighting the metal swarm, explosions of color and sound. Then Jace saw something that shook him. A figure, wearing the same silver-black exosuit, fighting hundreds of swarm machines at once. The suit glowed so bright it looked like a star. That person, Jace whispered. They look like me. Orin floated beside him. He was the last host, the greatest warrior of the ancient war. The suit remembers him, and you share his courage. Jace turned away, overwhelmed. I'm not him. I'm just a pilot. I didn't ask for this. Orin's voice softened. Greatness is rarely asked for. It is given to those who choose to stand when others fall. Jace stared at his hands. The suit shimmered faintly. He thought of Relu, of Vurok, of every alien who looked up at him with hope. He straightened his shoulders. Fine. Show me what I need to know. Orin bowed slightly. almost respectful. "Very well. Begin by opening your mind." Jace closed his eyes. Immediately, the suit surged with energy. Blue light surged up his arms, his thoughts sharpened. Memories of Earth flashed. Training, friends, missions, failures. He whispered, "I'm ready." Orin touched his forehead. The world exploded into light. The test of control. Jace opened his eyes to find himself standing in a vast arena made of pure light. Orin floated above him. "Your first test," Orin said, "is control." Metallic figures formed around Jace, copies of the swarm drones. But these were only illusions, harmless images made for training. Jace instinctively raised his hand. The suit reacted, firing a beam of blue energy, but the beam overshot, exploding through several drones behind the first. Orin's voice echoed, "Too much power. You must guide the suit. Do not let it guide you." Jace growled. "All right, let's try again." He breathed slowly, calming his mind. More drones appeared. This time when he lifted his hand, the energy formed gently, controlled like a stream instead of a blast. He swept it across the drones. They vanished one by one. Orin glowed brighter. Good. Hours passed, though time felt strange in this place. Jace learned to create shields, concentrated beams and waves of energy. He even learned how to leap great distances with the suit's help. Every move felt more natural. Every breath connected him deeper to the suit. Still, something was missing. Orin drifted beside him. "You hold back." Jace frowned. "What do you mean?" "Your fear," Orin said simply. "You fear losing control, but you must learn to trust yourself." Jace exhaled slowly. "And if I'm wrong?" Orin's voice softened. "Then you will stand up and try again." Jace chuckled lightly. "That sounds like a human answer." "It is." The final warning. A sudden alarm echoed across the expanse. Jace stiffened. Orin turned sharply. "No! They found us!" Jace's heart dropped. "You said the swarm couldn't get here." Orin's glow flickered. "They opened a tear in space." "They are stronger than I believed." The visions showed the alien ship again. It was falling apart. Shields collapsing, hull breaking, Relu clutching a console, Vurok shouting commands as smoke filled the chamber. "No," Jace whispered. "No, no, no." Orin faced him. "You must go, Commander. You must fight." Jace stepped forward. "Then send me now." Orin placed a glowing hand on his chest. "Are you ready?" Jace didn't hesitate. "Yes." The suit blazed with brilliant blue light. Brighter than ever before, it wrapped around Jace like a second heart, pulsing with power. Orin spoke one last time. "Show them why humans never give up." The expanse cracked open in a brilliant flash. Return to war. Jace appeared on the alien ship's bridge in a burst of blue-white light. Relu gasped. "Jace!" Vurok shouted. "Human! You returned!" Jace looked at the falling ship around him. He felt no fear. The suit was alive with energy. He stepped forward. "It's time to finish this." Outside the window, the Helioc swarm closed in like a red storm. Jace lifted his hand. The suit roared with power, and the swarm's final battle began.